Hello and welcome back. So glad that I can make your acquaintance once more, girl. Let me get comfortable up in this bitch. Girl, it's been a minute since we've clocked at T where she needs to be clocked. And girl, I've been missing my family, but I am here to serve you this quick plate. Girl, I have a lot of material coming for you guys on today. I have a second channel, this table read, a podcast. I'm working on a main channel. I'm doing a Dollar Tree haul on today. So that should be edited, Universe willing, on today. I have a little cut on my chin. I forgot all about it, so I touched my face. But I should have that edited and up, Universe willing, on tomorrow. But, and I'm thinking I may even just wait. I'm thinking I may just, or, what I mean is I'm thinking I may just wait to release the video for the top of next month. And then just kind of stay on top of things for next month. But in any case, girl, you guys, this video is about to happen. I'm really excited about it. It's like, it's been consuming my life, so I am low-key ready to just get it out the way and get it done so that I can serve up the plate. There's a lot of other marketing shit that I'm being consumed with at the current moment, just to make sure that everything pops off the way it needs to pop off. But I want to thank you all for your patience, and I want to thank you all for your understanding in this time as I put this plate together for you. And, you know, make sure that she's cooked to perfection, girl, because I can't serve you no fried chicken and she ain't cooked all the way through, girl. And I've had that happen before, where I've bitten into a piece of chicken, girl, and I'm like, girl, this shit ain't cooked. This ain't cooked. Excuse me? So how you gonna serve me a plate and it's literally raw? It's like literally undone, but I digress. The point is, I'm not gonna serve you no raw chicken. So, you know, everything is starting to come to an end with that. Like, I have all the pieces have finally arrived on the scene. And it's so interesting how the story has evolved, you know, musically or visually for the video. The story has evolved. The story has changed. The storyboard has changed. Like, so much has changed. But I still think the core of the video is going to be simple, clean, and legendary, girl. Let's just get right to the point. Serve this bitch exactly what she came for. And make sure that she walks away with a smile. Make sure she walks away with a smile because, girl, we're going to stomp the pavement, crack the frame, make this bitch bleed. Girl, we're going to give her a takeaway doggy bag so that she can simmer on this meal a little bit later on tonight. Like, I'm not playing with the children of the world on today. So I'm really excited about that. But let me get to something what I really want to talk about. Now, y'all know that my one friend that I talk about on here all the time that I love down. Girl, she kind of wore me thin a little bit, girl. Just a little bit. Because she was being low-key messy, girl. And my thing is, I'm not going to call her out right on the spot because I felt like it was the wrong thing to do and it would have only made things worse. But the part about it is, girl, see, you're not even keeping me informed with all the shit you're doing and all the messy shit which you're doing and how you're doing it. Because, bitch, I'm up here defending. See, this is when you end up looking stupid. And this is the reason why I don't like to go to bat for people until I have all of the whole plate. Because what it was is I'm up here defending her and I'm up here defending one of our other friends when the reality is, bitch, you stirring the pot. And I love you down, girl, but you are stirring the pot. And I don't see why. Okay, let me actually get ahead of myself. Let me start from the beginning, and then we'll proceed forward. So I go down into the city to see one of my good Judies, who it's always a pleasure when I see her, even though she be trying it. And when I go down there the next time, girl, I'm going to just do what I want to do. See, we about to go into the whole conversation. So what happened was, okay, two things about it. First of all, bitch, I'm always working. I'm always at home, and whether or not I upload the work that I'm creating or not is my business. But the point is, bitch, I'm always working on something at the house. And I'm always at the house. So when I go into the city, bitch, it's almost like, okay, girl, let's go. Let's do some day drinking. And that's another thing. I like to day drink. I'm not that bitch who wants to stay in and then all of a sudden now it's 10:30 and I want to leave out the house. That's not me. I'm not saying that that's wrong. That's just not me. I prefer, in particular, when I went to Los Angeles, that's what really got me put onto it. But I'm like, it's better for me when I start early and then I ease into it throughout the evening. Let's just say we're having a great time and it goes into 3 a.m. Well then, girl, let have. But I don't want to show up at 10 and then be pressured into, because that's another thing. I don't drink quickly. People always saying, oh my God, girl, you are just babysitting. You're just, no, bitch, I'm not babysitting. I'm just taking my time. Because, bitch, if I just had 2 Crown apple shots, bitch, I had 2 Fireball, plus I had this mimosa, girl, it seemed like you're trying to get me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So I take my time. So in any case, you know, the whole bottom line is, okay, I like to day drink. she be like, okay, we're gonna day drink today, and we don't ever get out on time. And that's the reason why it's like, I need to just start, what it is I need to go to the bar, and girl, you need to just meet me there. Because when I go to your house, bitch, then, girl, I show up, girl, she cooking. You cook, bitch, I thought we were supposed to be day drinking. Oh, girl, yeah, it's only gonna take me about 15 minutes to make this plate. Girl, she braising the chicken. Girl, got her potatoes, she just cut up her potatoes. Like, bitch, what is this? It's just too much going on. So before you know it, it's the evening. And then I done totally missed. She was like, oh, well, we'll have a cute hour to day drink. Girl, no, girl, no. See, but now you still put me under pressure. Because now, when I day drink, I like to be sexy with it. Like, just taking my time, laughing, and enjoying myself, and bitch, sipping on my cocktail. I don't want to be like, okay, I got 1 hour. Let me soak in the sun. Like, I don't be wanting to rush. I like to take my time. I'm grown. Girl, I like to ease. I already told y'all a few years back. I like to ease into my sexy girl. I don't want to be thrown into it. Okay, I don't want to be abruptly thrown into it, bitch. So, okay, so that's number motherfucking 1. But let me tell you number motherfucking 2. Now, her and her partner, they be having issues. Now, everybody who's in a relationship has issues. Can we just be motherfucking real? Now, the severity of the issue is the question. How you get over the issue is the question. But is there an issue? Girl, inevitably there will be. And I feel like if the relationship don't got no motherfucking problems, then that's a bitch that, it's not because they don't have no problems. It's because somebody's not saying what their issue is. That's just the way I feel about it. And I could be wrong. I'm sure there's someone in the world who every day they wake up, girl, it's like Snow White up in this bitch, girl. We're whistling while we work. Girl, we're dancing while we cook. You know what I mean? It's like, girl, we're having a grand old time up in this bitch. But in real life, there's going to be issues. But in this particular scenario, I feel like the issues have escalated to a violence level. And this ain't the first motherfucking time it has turned physical. And I done told her, you know, I already told my dude, and bitch, I don't just talk just to hear myself talk. If we ever get physical, I don't care what the excuse is. If I ever turn around and backhand you, or you turn around and choke me up, don't even have to worry about it. I'm out of here. And I told him that day one, like, I love you down, but I'm not going to sit here and be in an abusive relationship. Now, there's some other shit that we could work through, but one thing that I'm not going to ever sit here and debate a bitch on is some shit where you put your hands on me. At that point, girl, go ahead and go to work. Let me pack my bags, and bitch, I'm gone. When you come home, I will evacuate the premises, bitch. I'm not going to sit here and play with you. I'm not going to go back and forth with you when you put your hands on me. But in any case, her, you know, they get physical. Now, in the past, when he has gotten physical, by the time I would see him, the signs of the abuse, or I wouldn't call it abuse, because he can beat this girl up, and he has beat her up. But it still is like abusive, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all be going through this emotional abuse, then it turns into a physical attack. So, you see what I'm saying? So even if it wasn't physical, it would still be abusive to me, really. But I digress. The point is, by the time I would see you, girl, it, for the most part, would be healed up, and I really couldn't see the remnants of it. But on this last time when he told me about the fight they got into, Miss Thing, I guess, grabbed a lamp and hit her in her... Well, I'm not going to say where she hit her. Because one day y'all may meet her and be like, I know it's her because of where it is. But she hit her with this object. And when she hit her with the object, it scarred her. Now, it will over time heal. And I feel like the color of her skin will come back at some point. But it was just me being able to see that. It was like, ooh, girl, I'm not happy with her. I was already mad with her before, but I'm not happy with the boyfriend. Because, bitch, y'all already be fighting up in here, but girl, you take it, it's getting worse and worse and worse. Now you grabbing objects, and to me, you should have been kicked his ass to the curb. You should have been kicked him to the curb because, bitch, here's what I would say. And I always try to put myself in the other person's shoes. Because I have my own issues in my own relationship. But my thing is, I'm like, okay, because I feel like I'm fair. And I always try to be real about the shit and clock me, clock everyone. Like, so I'm saying to myself and I'm saying to him, I'm like, you know, my dude, he can get on my nerves. And he can do the most sometimes and do shit that I don't like. But one thing that I will always say is that through it all, he is the one who told me to quit my job and not to look for another job. I was able to put all my Patreon stuff together because I was at home while my man went out and worked and brought home all the money and paid all the bills outside of my car and what I could afford through YouTube. Because all I could really afford through YouTube was my car, my insurance, and my phone. And maybe a little bit of food. But at that point, I had food stamps. So it was like I was really struggling at that point. But he said, don't go looking for no job. Focus on this. And even though there's other things that he has tried, which maybe one day I'll talk about it when I feel comfortable to talk about it, in terms of my vision and him and his support of my vision. But overall, I will always be grateful to him because it was him that allowed me the space and opportunity to really put it together and make it happen for myself to where I am right now. So although I have my issues with my dude, I can never come for him in that way because he holds me down in that way. He sits down, he talks about, okay, what can we do, this, that, and the fourth, to get you further along. So my point in saying that is to say the difference between my guy and your guy is that I became better as a result of being around my person. You were better off when you were single. Because before he met him, he had his nice apartment in the city. It was legendary. Everything was well put together. He was, he was fashion forward. Like, bitch, you went upgraded and got from an Audi to a Mercedes. Although that's a matter of opinion. Some people might like an Audi better. But my point is, you went from Honda. You went from like a 98 Eclipse or whatever it was. What was it? Was it an Eclipse? Well, girl, whatever. The point is, you went from like an old car, 2 old cars when I met you that were, girl, I remember we would pull up to Wendy's, bitch, or to like any type of fast food establishment, and that car was in such bad shape. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was in bad shape because it did get us through the snowstorm when everybody else got stuck, and that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But the point is, bitch, when we would go to like fast food and we would stop the car, girl, that shit would start smoking to the point to where I remember one time everybody in the restaurant got smoked out because through the drive-in, girl, it filled up the restaurant and they had to close the door because it was so much smoke that the patrons in the restaurant were getting smoked out and the work staff was getting smoked out. So everybody was getting smoked out. So I'm like, but you upgraded from that to this to now you in your legendary Mercedes, girl. Like, you met her and then you started to decline. You met her and things started to go down south. But see, that's what happens when you get into that emotional shit. You can't see right from wrong and what's the right thing for you to do. And I understand that because, listen, I get it. It's just her being my friend, I be worried about her. But at the same time, she grown and I have to let her do her own thing. I do, when she comes to me and she asks for my opinion, sometimes I will volunteer it if I think it's a safety thing, but outside of that, I gotta let her make her decisions. But when she comes to me, I tell her what I think. Although sometimes I'll be getting exhausted because it's like, okay, but girl, now she's making it easy for you to put her out. She's hitting you with objects and she's making it easy for you to be like, girl, get the fuck up out my shit. And it was easy for you because she lives in your shit. So to me, it would be harder if it were, you know what, No, I would say it would be easier the other way around now that I'm saying it out loud. It might be easier if she lived in his shit because then she could just pack up her shit and walk away and go somewhere else. But I guess because he's in his space, maybe it's a little bit difficult because now you got to get him and round up all his shit. But either way, girl, she need to go. But here's my point. So I was real mad. I'm like, ooh, I'm out with him and this, that, and forth. Because when I saw it, I was like, it did look bad. And so, but then I'm like, but girl, is she still living here? Because initially when she told me about the attack, I was like, so girl, is she out the house? Is she leaving? Girl, what's the team? She was just like, oh yeah, she left. She's packing her bag. She said she's leaving. But then as he's talking to me, the shit that you are saying to him or that you're telling me, like, she's venting to me about it. And she's saying, but I'm like, he's about to leave, but he's taking the easy way out. And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, girl, so what? Like, let him go. By you telling me that tells me that you want him to stay. Because why would you be saying he's taking the easy way out? You should be glad he's taking a way out. Like, let him just go. But so that tells me you want to be in the hot mess with him. For you to be up here talking about he's taking the easy way out. Like, whether it's the easy hard or somewhere in between way. So what? Let him go. Because at this point in the conversation, he is violent. And y'all both are becoming violent. It's a toxic situation for you both. But now he's taking it to another level because now he's grabbing objects and he's like trying to really hurt you. I don't see why you don't get that. But in any case, okay, what kind of aggravated me with the situation was he kind of told like a little lie. And maybe it wasn't a flat out lie, but maybe it was just a lie of omission. Because I'm asking, so what's the condition with you and him? Is he out the house? Yeah, he out the house. This and the fourth. Then I asked him again, maybe if, I don't fucking know, a few days, a week later. Okay, what's going on? What's going on? What's the status? Oh, well, his stuff is still here, but he's out the house. Like, it was weird, but I just took her for her word. But then when I actually showed up to your house, and some kind of way it came up, when I saw the thing on you, and I'm like, girl, is that what she did? And then we got into it again, and I'm like, okay, so, but she's out the house, right? Now all of a sudden, well, no, she ain't really ever got her stuff. It's like you said that to me before, but you still made it seem like she was out the house. You made it seem like she moved out, but she just didn't finish collecting all her shit. But now you're saying, well, all her stuff is here, and she is still living here, but she's actually on the couch for the most part. Okay, what? Because now I feel like it's real. In a way, I feel like it's wrong for you to invite me here when now I have to be around him. And what made it so bad was when the boyfriend actually arrived on the scene. Here's the thing about the boyfriend. When you meet him, you actually will probably like him. Just like my friend. You will probably like him. Because my friend can be very charming at first. But then, even now, to this day, she do be telling little lies. And I just pay it, girl. Because it's like, I done already told you about this. But what I will never do now is when you get caught up in a lie, girl, I can't defend you. Because now you're making me look crazy. Just like what happened when later on, the story what I'm about to tell you. Because it's like, this is why I don't defend you. Unless somebody's about to get physical with you, then I'll jump in because you still are, even though you be carrying, I still do love him and I still do view him as a friend. It's just, I don't be thinking his lies are meant to hurt people, but it's the fact, like, girl, it just makes me uncomfortable. It'd be stupid shit too. But maybe I can remember one of the lies he told over this last weekend as I'm doing this. But the point is, the point is, girl, you be lying. So anyway, you have the boyfriend, he's at the house. He comes in. And it's like, even though at first I did not like him in the beginning when I first met him because I heard he was talking shit about me prior to even meeting me. But what I can respect about the boyfriend is he does... see, that's where it's such a conundrum. It's like, I'm mad because you hurt my friend. At the same time, it's like, I feel like it's just awkward. Because what do I do? On one hand, I don't want to be around you because you hurt my friend. On the other hand, my friend still has you around. So it's almost like I cannot not be around you because he has you around. Then at the same time, it's like, I know my friend is also to blame for the drama because I've been there when y'all be fighting. And sometimes he do be tripping. My friend. It's just a fucked up situation. And so, but anyway, the boyfriend had told me one night after we had my friend in our group did our thing, he did his thing, but later on, maybe around, I don't fucking know, after he came back from the after hours, he came back to my, some kind of way, we hit the blunt, and he was just like, oh, I gotta just tell you, the reason why I did not see you is because he loves you so much, bitch. Like, I feel like he loves you more than he loves me. And I was jealous. And so, bitch, I did read you in the beginning, because, not to my face, girl, but to him, like, going off on me, to my friend. But my friend told me about it. And my friend told me, he was like, well, girl, if you want, girl, let her have it, bitch. I won't even say nothing, girl. Because she needs to know that you're legendary. But, like, that's why I love him, because I know he rides for me. And that's why it's like, but he just make it hard sometimes when he do certain things. Like, but bitch, if you would just be truthful, then I could always go to bat for you. But you make me look crazy when I defend you, and then I end up being wrong, because now I'm, like, defending you looking crazy up in here. But anyway, so the boyfriend was like, yeah, I was low-key just jealous because, bitch, he loved you so much. I feel like he loved you more than me the way he is when it comes to you. And so I could respect it. It's very impressive to me when a grown person apologizes. Because when it seemed like something simple, but it's something that rarely happens, especially when it's genuine. Like, it was very genuine. I could see it in his face. Like, he was like, it's no shade. I see now that you're actually one of the friends of his that I like the most, because I can actually talk to you and blah, 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 and you're just a normal person. And I get it, because, bitch, I don't come up in there like some of his other friends when I've been there, and they invite, because they be knowing a lot of people, and when I come, it'd be a lot of girls there. So, but when I'm there, it'd be a lot of girls there. You know what I'm saying? His people, my friends' people, like, It just be a lot of girls there, and it is fun for the most part. But the point is, for her to, oh no, that's another point. But the point is, bitch, of all the girls that come, even though I come and do my 1-2s, bitch, I am, by comparison, well, I would say in general, but you just using the other girls, by comparison, I'm definitely the one that's not like doing the most. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's like I don't want to be around him, but you still have him in the house. And so what happened was, make long story short, what happened was, okay, I keep forgetting that's there. What happened was, okay, so the boyfriend is at the house. In some kind of way, we was talking about RuPaul's Drag Race, and then we was talking about some other shit. What was it? Well, anyway, I can't remember what it was, but it was like another TV show. Maybe it was Basketball Wives. I don't fucking know. But the point is, we talked about RuPaul and we talked about something else. And because of how I engage people, he wanted to be a part of the conversation. And it was myself, my friend, and then another one of our friends. So it was 3 of us up in the bedroom area talking. And so here she come. She wanted to be part of the conversation. And when she started communicating and wanting to be a part of the conversation, I engaged her. Because although I'm mad at you right now, if you're his choice, I can't shade you. Even though it's his apartment, you live here, so it's currently y'all's apartment. And so he's choosing to have you in the house. So what, am I supposed to just ignore him? Am I supposed to just like, we all talking, he's clearly talking about what we're talking about. So what, we supposed to all just get quiet and give him the cold shoulder? Like, I didn't really appreciate being put in that situation. Because it would be easy for me to ignore her when we're out. Because I don't have to be around her. Like, when we're out, if he wasn't living there and I ran into her, then it's so, if we were at a bar, it's so much space, I can go somewhere else. But we're in the house. And she's living here in the house. And she's literally in the bedroom with us all right now in the house. So when she's clearly engaging us, you getting mad because we're responding to her. But what do you want? You want us to fall out with him? Because my thing is, bitch, I didn't come into the city. Girl, I can stay home. I have my own relationship to deal with. I didn't come here to deal with your shit. And so now you making it hella awkward because now you mad because I'm responding to him. But bitch, he's engaging the conversation we're all having. And I'm grown. I'm not going to do that shit. Like, it's like, if we're going to pay him, then let's really pay him. And step number 1, get him out of the fucking house. But so she was just like, when she would be talking, my girlfriend would be making faces like, girl, stop talking. These are my friends. Don't talk to my friends. And then when I would engage her, she was looking at me crazy. But I'm like, but girl, I'm saying something to you. And she's literally piggybacking off my statement. And what actually she was saying, I agreed with. In terms of what the show we were talking about. So I'm like, you asking me for too much right now. Because it would be real easy for me to ignore her when she's not here. And when we run into her outside. But how the fuck you want someone to ignore someone who you have living up in your house? I just thought that was real, like, annoying. Real annoying. But then what he did too later on was, oh, actually, let me roll up to the other part of the story the next day. Or was this the same day? It was just later on in the day. I can't remember. I think it was the same day now that I'm thinking about it. But we ended up riding bicycles. And while we're riding bicycles, one of the girls who we were rolling with, she's younger. Like, I think she's 24, 25. So she's a younger girl. And it shows. I hate to put it like that, but it does show. I mean, I really do enjoy being around him. But then there are times where I be like, in doses. Like, and it's no, I don't say that in a shady way at all. But it's in doses. Because he can be, to me, I don't like the way he talks to waiters. And I know that seems like a small thing. But for me, that's not a small. I don't like when people talk to people who they feel are beneath them a certain kind of way. It's just the way he will talk to a waiter that bothers me. And just in general, the way he talks to people. It's almost like he feels like, oh, I got my girls with me, and they know how to fight. And girl, if shit goes to the left, I got, like, okay, that may be true. But at the same time, bitch, if I'm busting somebody upside their head, Let it be for a real reason. Don't let it be because you started some shit and now you want to fight because you started it. And that's how it comes across when I'm with her. Like, I feel like when she's dealing with me, she's not rude at all. She's very respectful. But she'll be talking to a waiter and they'll come up to her and be like, "Hi, my name is Susan, and I'm here to, I'm gonna be your wait staff today, or I'm gonna be your waiter today," and blah, 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 blah. And he won't even acknowledge nothing she said. He'll be like, "Can I try the mimosa with this and with that?" And it's like, you have to acknowledge people first. Like, first, okay, hey, nice to meet you. Like, be personable. I can't even explain it, but it just makes me uncomfortable because the way he be asking for stuff when it comes to waiters. Yeah, can I do that? Thanks. And it's real like that. And it just makes me uncomfortable. But not only just that, but like when we're riding bikes, when I'm riding, in my mind, I feel like I'm in Venice. Like, I be imagining I'm either in Venice or in some remote location or some exotic location where maybe I'm in like fucking Italy or something. I be like cruising like with the wind blowing through my hair and like I have music playing in my head and it's like a soundtrack in my head while I'm going. While he is like skirting around people like, because it's this big thing where it's like you can ride skateboards, rollerblades, bicycles, whatever, and it's like maybe like a half a mile long, however long it is. And then here he come, like doing the most. Like, he be skirting around people like, excuse me, oh my god. Like, take your time. If you would drive this bicycle like a normal person, you wouldn't be doing all of that. Because with me, I never had to tell a person excuse me once because I would take my time. And when it was safe for me to go around them, then I went around them. Like, so anyway, the universe, and I hate to put it like this, but I do feel like it was a little bit of his karma because he was just being so extra. Like, oh my god, like just being so much. So anyway, he had on shorts and like a tank top. And he was trying to skirt around some one girl, and he ended up almost running into my friend, and then he ended up falling over off the bike onto the asphalt. And girl, she kind of slid a little bit. And girl, she fucked up her knee and she fucked up her elbow. And in my mind, I felt like, oh, I know that hurt. But then at the same time, I also didn't feel bad for her because, bitch, if you had been driving this bicycle like you had some sense, then that would have never happened. We wouldn't even be talking about this right now. If you had just acted like you had some sense, but instead she wouldn't act crazy. Oh my god, skirt, skirts me, excuse me, squeeze me, like all that shit. Like, girl, okay. But the point is, there's another friend of ours who is not a big fan of her, the younger one. But she feels the reason why the other girl don't like her because she's the youngest, the other girl is the oldest. But the reason why I don't understand why she keeps coming for her age is because, bitch, the girl is only 30. I'm 28, bitch, so I'm basically 32. So if you're reading her, I feel like you're also reading me. But not that I give a fuck because, bitch, girl, you can be sickening in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, bitch. And really, if you got it going on, you can pull it off in your 60s. But my point is, bitch, so she's 30. What that got to do with anything? But she be like, oh, what it is she's jealous of me because she feels like, it's just a long story. Well, no, I'm gonna give you details because where we got to be. I felt like, oh my god, this story is too long and it's too many details. They're gonna be like, oh girl, get to the point. But y'all know what I give. I just like to give a lot of details so that you understand where I'm coming from. What it is he fell out with the other friend because he felt like the other friend did not like him. And I was trying to defend the other friend saying, girl, I don't think it's that. I think what it was is the night before, girl, you were drunk and you were doing the most. And girl, we all thought that. It wasn't just him. See, that's me. I feel like you got to be real with people and tell them the truth to their face. And do it in a way where it's not to hurt them, but to where they know what's going on and to where they can make, where they can make the corrections. You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, girl, but the thing is you were drunk. And you actually were doing a lot that night. And we all were frustrated with you. It wasn't just him. And maybe when you came up, you heard him saying, oh, girl, I'm going to leave her. But the reality is, girl, he said that, but he did not mean that. Because what it was is he was just saying that out of frustration. Because we were trying to leave. And every few steps, your drunk ass is off flirting with someone while we all are trying to leave. And you end up having a 2 or 3, 5-minute conversation with each girl you stop to talk to. And we're all ready to go. So we were all frustrated. So when he said, he's like, girl, we need to just leave her ass. Because she needed to just go home with one of her boyfriends. Whatever it was that she said. But that was a joke, girl. That was like light shade. So So, bitch, I've been drunk where the girls come for me, but it's not like in a malicious way. It's like, girl, here she goes. She's doing the most. Even though, with all due respect, it's very rare that the girls come for me because, bitch, I actually know how to maintain my levels. Bitch, I can maybe on 2 or 3 fingers say when I've been drunk and doing the most. There was this one time where I was in Los Angeles where I got drunk and I was with one of my homies. Girl, Martin. Girl, let me just say it because y'all know who she is. I was with Martin, girl. We were parlaying one night. And, girl, I did get drunk. And, girl, these queens tried it, girl. And I was going to whip their ass, girl. And I was off in their face. I'm like, bitch, girl, I dare. And I said, bitch, and that was me being, they were wrong and I was wrong. We were both wrong. Because what it was is I was trying to give them a compliment. And they were like these white girls where they thought they were too good to receive the compliment. Because they looked back and then rolled their eyes and continued walking. I'm like, bitch, how the fuck did I just compliment her and she got an attitude about it? So then I had said something to her like, bitch, maybe I just started reading her. I remember, it's been so long. I can't remember how exactly it happened. Plus I was drunk. But I just remember I started reading her and then she turned around like she wanted to do something. So I ran up. I said, bitch, let's go. Because, girl, all you have to do is say thank you. And you didn't. And so I've had a few drinks. So now I'm about to bust you upside your face. And I said, girl, I can bust you and I can bust your boyfriend. And I guess maybe I was being so aggressive, then they thought I was a gangster. I'm not a gangster, bitch. And I'm not even the baddest bitch walking. But, girl, I will say what I had to say, bitch. And we can go to blows. That don't mean I'm always win every fight, girl. But at the same time, bitch, I would have won that one. So I was like, girl, let's go. Because, bitch, at the end of the day, you a stuck-up bitch and you're not even that cute. Especially now that I'm really getting into what you're serving. You're not that cute. And I don't know why I was even trying to give you a compliment. And maybe what it was is I was just feeling good and I'm drunk and I'm just trying to like, the party was going. It was just a good party and maybe that's what it was. But the whole point of the next show was, girl, you're not that cute, bitch, and I'll beat you up. Let's go. So that was the night where I was doing the most. You know what I'm saying? Or at least at the end. The whole night was good up until that point. But that was the point where I was doing the most. And then it was a homeless girl that night I almost got into a fight with because it was this black homeless girl who was just like, he was on the sidewalk with his cart. But what it was is he was taking up the entire sidewalk because I think he had like 2 carts. And he was just like I had to go in the street to go around her. And anyway, I'm like, girl, I'm sorry, you can't take up the whole sidewalk, Miss Thing. Like, bitch, can you like do it to where the girls at the market do it? Where it's like, you have one cart in front of the other, bitch. Why do you have it like wide? You should make it like long, not wide. Especially when you're on the sidewalk. And so she was just like, no, this is my sidewalk. I own the streets. Like, girl, okay, bitch, you can catch an ass woman too, because I'm already, like, juiced up from this other bitch and her boyfriend. So, girl, they didn't want it, and because I said, say one more word, bitch, I'm gonna punch you in your face. I said, ain't no security out here, bitch. Say one word, and just give me one reason. Say one thing. Just say hi, and I will punch you square in your face. And I was not playing with her. Because I just felt she probably did need her ass whooped. Because I bet you she probably had an attitude like that all the time. But I was like, say one word and I'm going to punch you in your face. I said, because, bitch, you got an attitude for no motherfucking reason. So now, since you want to fight, let's go. I was just being a hot mess. I'm just being real. But I probably still should have whooped her ass. Because she was being too much. And I bet you that's just a part of her personality. But the point is, I was just being ratchet that night. Like, I was just being turned up. And what it is with the alcohol, I'm not an angry drunk. But I feel like if you make me angry, then it's not so much that I will be an angry drunk. I'll just be very, like, aggressive with you. If you come for me while I'm drunk. Like, if you come for me after I've been drinking and you're, like, doing, like, the most with your facial expressions and you're giving me, like, a vibe, maybe I'll pay it and walk away, but then maybe I won't. And if I choose not to, then that's when it's about to go from center field to the left because, bitch, I will punch you in your face. So that's just the way it's going. But, you know, although, like I said, I'm grown, and how many times have I come here telling you, with the exception of the bra, that I punched the bitch in her face. So overall, I have sense is what I'm telling you. But I only went through all of that to say that I'm not immune from carrying after I've had a few drinks. But at the same time, I was also 24 when that all happened. 23, 24. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's also part of him growing up. But then I just think, again, he could just be rude. But let me get to the motherfucking point. Oh my God, I'm so long-winded. The point is, for my friend's birthday, the other girl, the 24-year-old, she did it up. Now, I didn't really do it up for her birthday because, bitch, you didn't do it up for my birthday. I don't expect you to do nothing for my birthday. You shouldn't expect me to do nothing big for your birthday. I just feel like I'm not really a big birthday girl. I don't even do nothing big for my own fucking birthday. Truth be told, like I don't be like, oh girl, let's go to the club and pop bottles, get bottle service. Like that's not really my life. So, bitch, I'm not. If I don't drop $300 on my shit, I'm not gonna drop 300. With all due respect, girl, much respect. Now I will show up and party with you for your birthday, but girl, no, I'm not really that girl to be like dropping hundreds of dollars for a bitch birthday. Honestly, outside of my partner, for my partner, I did drop hundreds of dollars, but that's also because that's my dude. And when we went for the cabin with all the girls we invited, I was willing to invest in that because that's what he really wants to do for his birthday. And the difference is he actually does try to go out of his way for my birthday. And so it's no shade. I'm not mad about my girlfriend not going out of her way. It's just you don't go out of your way for me in that regard, and I don't go out of my way for you in that regard. It's no shade. Like, girl, that's what it is. But the point is, the friend was like, oh, he's jealous because he sees that I'm so close with this particular friend, and he's mad because I did all this, that, and the fourth for your birthday, and she's jealous because I'm the youngest. And I'm like, but girl, barely. Girl, you're about to be 25. You're 5 years away. 30 is 5 years away, girl. Like, we're literally, when I was 25, I was thinking that way. So it's not like I'm just saying it for her. Like, when I was 25, I was thinking, now I'm halfway to 30. 26, okay, now I only got 4 years left. Like, it's in my mind. Like, I know about it. So it's like, bitch, you keep saying that she's old, but you making it seem like she's like 40 years old. Like 10 years older than you. Or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or like 15 years older. Like, bitch, no. She's only 5 years older than you, and only barely, because she only not just turned, because she's a Scorpio, so she didn't just turn. But my point is, bitch, stop playing. Just stop. Because, bitch, you're not that much younger. Now, if you were 18, but then if you were 18, you wouldn't be my friend, because at 18, that's a little, for me to have that as like a regular friend, well, I'm not going to say I wouldn't be your friend. Let me take that back. I'm not going to say I wouldn't be your friend. But it would probably, it would have to be a special circumstance for me to have a friend who I'm calling on the phone, who I'm hanging out with on a regular basis. It would be, I don't even know what the scenario would have to be for me to have a friend that is 18. I don't see why I would have a friend that's 18. Realistically speaking, like in my real everyday life, it's one thing, the family here on Patreon with the girls that are 18. That's different, because I feel like that's a situation to where it's like the way that we came together was organic. And then I also feel as though it's more of, for the girls that are like a lot younger than me that are on Patreon, I feel like maybe it's more of like a mentor thing. And then I feel like the girls that are closer to me in age, it's more like a peer thing. And then for the girls that are older than me, it's just like a respect thing. Like, I feel like there's levels to this shit. And so for me, I'm just trying to figure out why I would ever be friends with an 18-year-old in real life. Like, of my own volition, you don't know me, I don't know you, but some kind of way I end up being your friend. And now you can't even go to the places that I go at 18. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I don't even know how I got off into that. But the point is, she'd be like, oh, he's jealous. But here's the thing. I feel like this particular friend, she had a surgery to where she lost a lot of weight. And so she has a lot of skin. And, but so in her mind, she'd be like, oh, this one's jealous of me, that one's jealous of me. I'm like, I don't think that's what it is, bitch. I think what it is you be doing a lot. And he's different from me. In my mind, I still like you. I just feel like I need to take you in doses. In his mind, he's like, girl, you do the most. I'm not really here for it. But my point was, when he first came to me with it, I was trying to defend the person, because I'm like, okay, but girl, he wasn't the only one saying it. We all said it. We all felt like you were doing the most. So if you're mad with him, you should be mad at me too. And on top of that, I think when he said it, he was more or less joking. Do you really think, and even if he was serious, do you really think we was going to hop in the car and drive away? If we all came together, we're all leaving together. So it's like his feelings were so hurt by that, because even that night he was like, oh, y'all can't leave me. Yeah. And I'm like, girl, first of all, calm down, because bitch, at the end of the day, we were not really going to leave you. But the bottom line is, girl, you drink and you don't know how to control your alcohol. You don't know how to maintain your levels. And then we end up having to take care of you because you end up wandering off some goddamn place. And when I go out, it's one thing if, oh, okay, you're drunk this time. But it's not an every time we go out thing where we have to take care of you. But ain't nobody going to no establishment with you so that they can take care of you. Sorry, we're all grown here. So be responsible. And if you can't drink and maintain your levels, then how about you just don't drink? That's how I feel about it. And so he kept going off on the one friend, but I'm like, but you mad with her, but we all felt that way. That's the part I could not understand why he was so mad at this one person when we all were mad at, or when we all were feeling some kind of way. But the point was, bitch, okay, so here we are now. And she, oh, he's jealous. And I'm like, okay, but girl, I don't think she's jealous. And I feel like maybe you're misconstruing it, this and the fourth. And now she's telling me, well, but the other friend, we can call him Bob, but Bob told me that Jack, which is the other friend, and we'll just call the third person the 24-year-old, Bob told me that what Jack had to say about me. And I'm like, well, maybe Jack told Bob because Jack figured Bob is the one that we all know. And so maybe he figured, I'm going to tell Bob my complaint so that Bob can bring the complaint to the 24-year-old. And maybe the 24-year-old will receive it better coming from someone who she's actually friends with, who she's the closest with between us. So I'm up here trying to explain it like, okay, and mind you, my friend is there too. Bob is there too while I'm saying this. So I'm up here trying to explain it like, maybe that's the reason why. Maybe she was thinking, but then the 24-year-old was like, no, because when Bob brought it to me, she didn't bring it to me like that. She brought it to me like, girl, she was talking shit about you, this, that, and the fourth. Let me tell you what she said. And I'm like, looking at my friend like, that's hella messy, girl. And I'm like, and then I'm looking at the 24-year-old. I'm like, oh, well, if that's how he brought it to you, girl, I don't really have a defense for her because, and why would you sit here and let me defend you when you know that that's not the case? When you know that you sat there and gassed him up and you made it to where that they were angry with each other. Or where the 24-year-old was angry with Jack. You knew you did that. So when I'm up here defending you, why wouldn't you just say, no, girl, I told her that, blah, blah, blah. Why wouldn't you just say it right then? But instead, you're going to let me sit up here and gas you up and gas him up and be trying to defend and make it better. While all the while, it's like, well, girl, you saying this, but the reality is, girl, I already know what she said about me. I already know she came for me. I already know that she this, that, and the fourth because Bob came to me and said it to me in a way to where it was like shady. Like, oh girl, let me tell you what she said. The girl, she was talking hella shit. Like, why? I don't see why she would do that, truthfully. Especially if then you're going to turn around and be like, oh, but I want y'all to get along because I want to invite her out and I don't want it to be awkward. Well, then if you didn't want it to be awkward, maybe you shouldn't have told her what you told her the way you told her. If anything, you should have brought it to her and tried to be diplomatic about it and be like, so look, I just got wind of some complaints. What Jack has regarding you. And I just want to see if I can broker some type of bridge over troubled waters. And what I want to do here is see if I can... Is there anything that let me tell you what he has to say, and then you tell me what your thoughts are, and then let me see if I can mediate and bring y'all back together. But, that's not what she did. So I'm like, how you gonna be, see, you doing that same shit that you did with the boyfriend, where it's like, okay, you mad that we talking to her when she talks to us, but you're the one who have her in the house, and you're the one who told us about the assault. So to me, it's like, If you don't want us to speak to her, don't have her in your space where she's in our faces trying to talk to us. Because you wanted me to spend the night for 2 nights, and for 2 nights you want me to be awkward, where I'm sitting here in the house and he up here trying to have a conversation with me, and I'm just like, while he talking, just eating and not even pretending like he's not there. Like, if you wanted me to do that, then you shouldn't have told me about the assault. So when I saw her, or excuse me, if you wanted to keep her in the house, you shouldn't have told me about the assault. Because what do you want me to do about it? Do you want me to beat her up? It's like, all the options are fucked up. Like, you're putting me in a fucked up situation, because if I ignore her and she starts talking to me crazy, I don't care who she is, she can catch this ass whooping. Or we could just go to blows, because maybe she'll beat me up. Who knows? But bitch, I'm not going to sit here and have her talk to me any old kind of way. So it's like, if you're going to tell me about the assault, then don't have her in the house still, and you want everybody to ignore her. Because now you putting it to where it's like, if I fight her, then what? then when I come back next weekend, I have to be around her after I done got into a fight with her. Like, I just feel like the whole thing is just fucked up, truthfully. The whole way he's handling it is fucked. The whole way he's going about it don't make no sense. And I'm just like, girl, no. So I love my friend, but it be little things like that where it's like, don't be messing. Don't be lying. Because what did she say when she was lying? She had said some shit, and I'm like, it's so, that's the hardest thing being around her. Especially when she calls her boyfriend a liar. It's like, girl, but the reality is you be lying. And that's the reason why when her boyfriend will say to her, when they get into an argument, she'll say to her, girl, you're a liar. You lied. And I'm thinking, that's true, you do lie. Even now, you be lying. And I don't know why, because you don't have to. Not to me. Not to anyone. Girl, how many girls do you know have their own place like this? A nice car. Like, you know how to, like, you dress real good. You dress real nice. It's like, why you got to lie? You ain't got to lie, Craig. You got it going on. Like, I feel like, just be real. Like, but she lies. And I wish I could remember what it was that she said. But whatever it was, she was trying to bring me in on it. Like, oh, yeah, this one time. And I'm like, girl, I don't remember that. And the reality is, it did not happen. Or it happened, but I was not there for it. The way that he was trying to make it seem like, oh, yeah, remember that time? I'm like, I don't remember that. I don't think I was there for that. No, girl, you were definitely there for it. And in my mind, I'm thinking, girl, no, I wasn't. Like, I wasn't there. It was something that she was saying at some event. I can't remember what this specific event was, but it was just some shit that she had said where it was like, trying to put me in, because by her putting me there, it made the story true. You see what I'm saying? So it's like on some shit that maybe she told me about, but I actually was not physically around for it. If it was a lie, by you saying while I'm there, by you saying to me, oh yeah, remember that time, this, that, and the fourth, when you did whatever it was, or when I did this and you were there for it, by me being there and you saying that I was there for it, it makes the story seem true. But now you making me into a liar if I start to gas you up like, oh yeah, blah, blah. I was just like, I wasn't there for that. Whatever it was, I wasn't there. Girl, yes you were. I don't remember that. I wasn't there for it. Girl, you were definitely there for it. Okay. Well, as long as the room heard me say I wasn't there for it, when it comes out that it's a lie, girl, you won't understand that I already told you I wasn't there for it. See what I'm saying? So it's like, girl, you ain't gonna bring me into this shit to where now I'm a liar too. So it's just very hard for me because I love him, but sometimes he just makes it hard when he starts doing shit that I can't defend. And I'm not gonna try to defend some shit where you're wrong. I don't care. Because even when it's my mother and I feel like she's wrong, I say it with love, but I don't care who it is. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I like you, so now I'm going to make it seem like, no, you still wrong. And I still love you, girl, but you're wrong. So, and then we were talking about the music video. And she was just doing so much. That's the thing. She actually had some really good ideas, but then it started getting too grand. And then she was like, oh, and for the high heels, it need to be top of the line everything. It need to be name brand everything. Because you don't want to give the girls no room to talk. And in my mind, I'm thinking, it's not about it being name brand. It's about the shit being fly. It's about the shit being dope. Who cares if it's name brand? Because the shit I got ain't no particular brand. It just look amazing. Like, when you see this shit, you're going to be like, girl, okay, I see you. It looks good, but it's not name brand. But he was like, it need to be name brand. It need to be this. It need to be that. And I'm just sitting there like, first of all, you spending money that you're not in charge of the budget. I am. So it's not going to be name brand. It's going to be the brand that looks the best. And it's going to be the shit that accommodates what I need it to accommodate. But she will implant herself in something and then try to take control of it. And it's not even her video. And I'm like, girl. It's like, I want you to be involved. I want you to be in it. But then I can already see her being on set, being like extra like, girl, let's do it this way. Let's do it that way. And that's one thing where I need to, because that's another thing. When we were day drinking, we did the bicycles. And then they was like, oh, let's go back to the house and eat and do this and do that. I'm like, and then we'll come back out. I'm like, I don't want to do that because I know you. And when we go back to the house, we're not coming back out. Because we're going to eat, then we're going to smoke, then we're going to all be tired, then we're going to take a nap. When we wake up, it's going to be dark. Then I'm not going to be wanting to go back out. Like, I said, maybe y'all can go back to the house and meet me back out. Because I just want to stay out and day drink. Oh, girl, no, I promise it'll just be, it won't be that long, this time and the fourth. Make a long story short, it was exactly how I said. So, see, I should have just listened to me because I knew. So then I was annoyed with myself because I'm like, I should have just followed my instincts and just stayed out like I initially had said. Instead of letting him tell me, oh, no, it's going to be just for like 30 minutes tops. 30 minutes turning like 6 hours, girl. Girl, bye. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap this up. I love y'all. I wanted to come and communicate. There's a lot of material that's coming for the children. My back. It's like I'm up here literally slouched this whole time. I need to sit straight. My back has been doing better, but it's still aggravated. It still be agitated, especially when I sit like slouched for a substantial amount of time. Girl. Anyway. I love y'all down. You already know the drill. Look out for the new material that I have coming from the second channel podcast. Obviously, Disabled Read, main channel, and I think that's it for right now. I think that's it. Oh, you know what? And I may release another audio for movie night. Depending on if y'all was digging that, then I may release another audio. Well, it seemed like the girls liked it. So, I will serve you another movie night audio. And then we'll also have another movie night soon. So, it's a lot of shit that's about to happen. It's just things, I've been kind of held up trying to get things prepared and making sure all the shit has arrived. The last little garment showed up to give the effect what I need. And I tried it on and the outfit worked. So I'm excited to just get this motherfucking music video out the way so I can get back to my regular scheduled programming. Or then again, depending on how the video does, who knows what the schedule will turn into. But that being said, I love you down. You already know the drill. The I'm the best will always come through. And as always, until next time, baby. That's all there is.